Lovely listeners, audience, and wonderful people of ONTC. You are most welcome to Nurses Training College for the most wonderful nurses training you can think of in the whole of Ghana, and for that matter, Africa. This afternoon, we come with you one more time on a wonderful topic, a thought-provoking one about our student nurses at the clinical site. Maybe somebody in the audience may be asking what we are, talking about. But usually student nurses, as they are under training, they are expected to go to the clinical sites sometimes during the semester and other times during vacation as part of their training, so that what they have learned in class is extended to the work environment. And so they go there and they have several challenges. Some of the challenges come to us here on campus. Some we have taken actions, but we know that they are still going through some of them. And so this afternoon we are here to have a deliberation, a discussion, an academic discourse that I'm sure that you, the audience, many of you who are listening and watching right here on site and online and far and near will also partake, and I'm sure that you learn many things from it. I have great and wonderful people before me, the people that I'm sure some of you know, maybe some of you may be hearing about them for the first time. And right, so to my right, I have a gentleman who is also my friend. But as the saying goes, I would like to give the privilege to the lady first, because ladies must be treated and pampered all the time. And so I have in front of me in the middle, Nanama. I call him Mark Brown, my own friend. So you're most welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So audience, these are the people who are going to engage us in the discussion this afternoon. And I'm your host, one and only, Prince Henry Nyami, into bracket Mr. Thank you so much. Let's give him a hand of applause. All right. Thank you one more time, lovely audience. Like I said earlier, we are beginning our discussion. And so I start, the first question we want to look at is that should student nurses be treated as workers during clinicals or as learners at the clinical site?
Personally, I feel we should be treated as learners, because when we are treated as workers, it's assumed that we know everything. But if we are treated as learners, there are some procedures that we will be supervised, and then at the end of the day, we'll be able to get every bit of the procedure. So when we come back to school and we are asked, we would get everything that we learned, and then we'll be able to say it.
Okay, because you believe that we are still in school.
Yes.
Right, you are not yet workers. You are still learning. So you prefer to be treated as learners rather than as workers. Maybe Ernest has a different view. What's your thoughts, Ernest?
It's fully said. I also go with her. For me, I would like us to be treated as what? Students or learners. Okay, so when we go to the facility or the ward, we have objectives that, okay, this is what and what and what we are supposed to do or achieve by the end of our maybe duration, maybe if it's 6 or 8 weeks. Yeah, so I expect us to, like, our treatment should be like in the frame of the objective. It shouldn't be maybe anything outside.
So you don't want to be treated more than anything beyond your objectives.
Yes.
That's fine. Let me ask Harry, but don't you think that if they treat you as workers, it's because they are looking into your future, because they know that you are potential nurses, you are potential workers, and so they believe that treating you as such creates or brings out your potential inside of you rather than being treated as learners? What do you think?
Okay, so I will fall within the two.
Okay.
As a student and as a colleague or as a worker.
Okay.
A junior staff.
The junior staff.
Yes, a bit of that makes you have a feeling of how things are. Moreover, it somehow takes away being timid, intimidation. You voice out freely, you open up than being fully treated as a student.
As a student.
It kind of makes you fold into your shell. It calls you. But if you have a bit of regarded as a student and a bit of the worker,
Right, so
I think that is a perfect
Thank you.
combination and a perfect.
Right. So in the nutshell, what you are saying is that you wish to be treated as learners, who you are, but then at the same time, along the line, they should chip in the treatment of as workers in the discussion. Is that what you are saying? If I get you right,
Yes.
you prefer to be treated as learners,
Yes.
but along the line, you need a little mentorship
Yes.
to be treated as though you were workers, because one day truly you will become workers. Interesting. Audience, I'm sure you are following, and I know that if you have questions or any further thing that may be bothering your mind, you are getting ready with them. Okay, so let me start with Ernest on this one. Do student nurses feel overworked and then underappreciated when they are on clinicals? Do you think, in your opinion, candid opinion?
Yeah. For me, I feel yes, like overworked. Okay, sometimes the users beyond. Somebody might ask maybe why am I saying this?
Okay.
Sometimes when you go to the ward, some works you know that they are, how I say, you need supervision, or maybe yes, you have to be supervisory, but sometimes they leave it in your care for you to do. I can remember there was a time there was a rotation staff, okay, was doing wound dressing, so she was like she's tired, and so she went out and she was like she should take over. And even though I know the procedure all right, that's my first time like attempting it, so it would have been like, how will I even say it? It would have been perfect maybe if she's there to maybe guide or assist me.
To see
Yes.
what you are doing.
So for the unappreciated part, that one too is yes. Sometimes we go unappreciated. We are not asking them for money or maybe any incentive or something. Sometimes too, when we finish the clinicals, we have to sign our evaluations.
Okay.
That alone, like how they go about it, maybe if they're able to sign it for us so freely and easily.
But it's like pile pressure.
Yeah, pressure you have to be going day by day before.
Nanama, let me ask you this personal one. Have you ever been overworked whilst you were on clinicals, whether intra-semester or extra-semester clinicals? Was there a particular time in a ward when you were overworked before?
Yeah, there was a particular time.
Can you share your experiences with us and the audience?
I had afternoon shifts at that time, and then we worked to the extent that I closed around 11.
11?
Yes. And in that particular area, it's very difficult to get a taxi home.
Okay.
So I had to stand there. I left around 11:45. I got home around 12 there.
If not because you were truly called as a nurse, you would have resigned that very day.
Yes.
Wow. And then Harry, was there a time when you were underappreciated twice on the ward? Maybe you went for holiday clinicals or clinical school during school hours. Was there a time you felt that you were underappreciated for all that you have done? In fact, you were running errands, right? Sometimes you go out to buy food for some of the staff. You are not even giving some of the food. Was there a particular time where you felt that, as for this one, I was underappreciated?
Okay, yes. For the under appreciation, yes, I've had a feeling with that one. I remember that was my very last. I'll cite an example with my very last clinical session. Yes, it happened that we've had the shift all right. We've gone through the week, but when it was time for evaluation, that is one of the words I wouldn't mention.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, when it was time for evaluation, I had not worked with that particular in charge before. I have worked with, she was the in charge, all right, but then I hadn't worked with her before. She never knew who I was. She just took everything. Then by the time the evaluation forms came back, I felt like, nah, this is not mine.
Okay.